Oh, hello, good evening. Hello, hello, good evening. Hello, hello, nwAno family. Welcome back to our live broadcast on toxic relationships. In this eye-opening broadcast titled Unmask Toxic Relationships, 7 Red Flags You Shouldn't Ignore. Or you can say toxic relationship, 7 Red Flags You Should Never Ignore. We will explore the warning signs that should never be overlooked, whether you are currently in a relationship or seeking one. Understanding these red flags can be crucial for your emotional well-being. Can be very, very crucial for your health, for your emotional well-being. Understanding these 7 red flags is very, very crucial. It's very important for your emotional well-being. So, in this informative live broadcast, we dive deep into the intricacies of toxic relationships. We're shedding light on the behaviors that can potentially harm your mentality, or you can say mentally, or it can harm you physically sometimes as well. So, by recognizing the red flags early on in your relationship, you empower yourself to make informed decisions, to make the right decisions. Most importantly, to protect your happiness. So, throughout this broadcast, we will discuss 7 key red flags. You can say 7 key signs associated with toxic relationship. Understand, most of you that has been following us over the week, or you can say for a while now, we'll be discussing mainly, we'll be looking into mainly on toxic relationships. You understand? So our goal is to educate and raise awareness about toxic dynamics that can do what sometimes be discussed as love and consent. You know how it is. It can be discussed as love. So if you don't know it, if you can if you didn't recognize it, there's no way you're gonna know about it. You understand? So by understanding these red flags, we aspire to empower you to take control of your own happiness, fostering your health, fostering a healthy relationships that is built on trust, respect, and mutual support. So if this is the first time you're coming across nwAno, please don't forget to hit that like button and make sure that you share this program. If you're not following us on Facebook, or please follow us on Facebook. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, one on YouTube, please click on that red button, click subscribe, and click also on the notification so that you'll be notified of any of our programs. All right. Once again, good evening and welcome. We are going to discuss, we are diving in straight into the toxic relationship, 7 red flags you should never ignore. 7 red flags you should never ignore. 7 signs that you shouldn't ignore, you should never ignore. Talking about toxic relationships. Don't underestimate the importance of recognizing these red flags. So this journey tonight, I want you to join us, participate. There's a number on the screen for you to call to join the program. Okay, it's +44. The number is there, +44 744 9823876. It's a WhatsApp number. You have to call to join the program. Voice your opinion, voice your thought. We would like to hear that. And if you cannot call, you can put on the comment on the comment section. Once it's related to what we discussed this evening, I'll read them out. Okay. All right. So, like I said, don't estimate The importance of recognizing these red flags. Don't underestimate it. All right. Because we are going to shed a little bit of light on toxic relationships and provide you with the knowledge of protecting yourself or others from potential harm. Understand me? Okay. So put your comment on the comment section. Also call to join the program. Right. What are the 7 flags? What are those 7 red flags? What are those 7 signs of toxic relationship or masking toxic relationships? 7 red flags you shouldn't ignore. This is crucial topic that affects many people, affect many relationships, affect many families, affect a lot of people. So we shouldn't take it lightly. All right. Let's get started and make sure that you equip yourself, so that you can identify all of these 7 signs. I want you to identify all of them. The number one we're going to talk about is emotional manipulation. Number one is emotional manipulation. Okay. Emotional manipulation is one of the most common red flags in toxic relationship. It's one of the most common. It's there. It's the most common one in toxic relationship. We're talking about emotional manipulation. This can take many forms. It can come in any way, different ways, such as tripping, guilt tripping, gaslighting, or playing with the victim. Many of you have been hearing about gaslighting, and you can see that it's like when someone you're doing with someone, you're dealing with someone, is telling them something a little bit, maybe if they did something wrong, and once you try to like ask them or want to like comfort them or want to talk to them, they will just spoil out, shouting. Sometimes they become aggressive. Talking about gaslighting. And most times they try to play the victim. They try to play the victim, doing something wrong. We can't get them because when you try to like comfort them as well, straight away, they start playing the victim. They become the victim. They will turn everything around. So if you notice your partner frequently using these tactics to control you, it's time to reevaluate that relationship. It's time to reevaluate that relationship. It's time to reevaluate it. I'm talking about gaslighting. They're using gaslighting or trying to play victim all the time. Or you can talk about guilt tripping. Try to make you feel guilty all the time. All the time, they try to make you feel guilty in a relationship. 7 red flags you should never ignore. Emotional manipulation is very common. It's very common. Whether it's a man or woman, once many people, some people capitalize on it just to do what? To take control of the relationship. They try to use that as well to manipulate the other person in that relationship. We're talking about toxic relationship. The signs that you have to look out for. If you're in a relationship or you're about to join into a relationship or you're about to go into a relationship or you're in a relationship and you are trying and you're thinking to yourself, maybe you want to take the relationship further. You want to make it official or something. There are some things you need to like, consider. Talking about toxic relationship. How can you know? In one way will you know about it? One of one of the signs or one of the flags, one of the red flags is emotional manipulation. When someone is trying to do what? Play the victim all the time. They're gaslighting you all the time. That's one of it. Okay. The second one, the second one you can look out for the red flags in a relationship. The red flags you shouldn't ignore. Red flags that you have to that will let you know that you are in a toxic relationship or you're about to enter in a toxic relationship is lack of support. Lack of support. In a healthy relationship, both partners should support each other. Both partners should support each other's goals and dreams. If you have a dream or if you have a target, you have a goal, what you want to achieve, both partners in that relationship should support each other. So, but one of them, when you're okay, let me put it this way: if your partner is unsupportive or even tries to sabotage your success, it's a significant red flag that relationship may be toxic. You're supposed to support each other goals and dreams. And when your other half, when your partner is not supporting your dreams, is not supporting your goals, is unsupportive, most times they may even try to sabotage your success out of jealousy, maybe, or ignorant, maybe, or just to spite you. Is a significant red flag. It's just letting you know that that relationship may be toxic. I'm talking about lack of support. Lack of support is number two red flag that you should never ignore. You should never ignore it. Lack of support. Because if your partner, or if someone that you're in a relationship with that doesn't have that zeal or doesn't have the mindset or doesn't really understand, maybe they are self-centered, that they don't want to like support you in your own dreams while you're doing everything possible to help them, to elevate them, to support them in their dreams and goals, and they are being selfish, being unsupportive. You have to like do what? Think about it. Maybe that relationship may be toxic. Number three, we're discussing about 7 red flags you should never ignore when it comes to toxic relationship. There are signs. We call them red flags that you shouldn't ignore. You should never ignore it at all. The number 3 sign is constant criticism. Constant criticism. When you talk about criticism, yeah, there are some constructive criticism, which is essential, right, for growth. Constructive criticism. Someone can give you that to help you, to support you, to encourage you. But constant unwarranted criticism can be a sign of the toxic relationship. Listen, I'm talking about constant criticism. When this person doesn't see anything good in you, no matter whatever you do, they constantly criticizing you. If your partner is always, I'm talking about always putting you down or making you feel inadequate, when they're trying all the time to put you down, they're making you feel inadequate, it's essential to address the issue immediately. Don't even ignore it. Address it immediately. Because if you don't, there's no way you will know if that relationship is healthy. Sometimes they will try to be maybe like sarcastic when it comes to that criticism. They're pretending that they are being sarcastic. You understand? You need to confront it immediately. You need to stop it. as a starting. Otherwise, they're going to carry you on. I'm talking about constant criticism. When someone is always trying to talk you down, they're always trying to do what? To put you down. They always want to make you feel inadequate. Make you feel worthless. And most times, if you don't control that, it makes you to you lose your self-esteem. You lose what? Your self-esteem. 7 red flags you should never ignore. You shouldn't ignore it at all. You should never like try to accommodate it. Try to maybe said, okay, maybe the person might change tomorrow. You need to like confront it immediately. Deal with it immediately. Deal with it immediately. I'm talking about constant criticism. Someone is criticizing you all the time. That is unhealthy. Is unhealthy. That relationship may be toxic. May be toxic. So if you don't confront it, there's no way you're gonna know. There's no way you will know. There's no way you will know. You bring your ideas, they will never take the idea. They will not even bring their own ideas. You that brought your own idea so that the relationship move forward. You brought your idea so that you maybe in your finances or something like that, it will move forward. With hope that you guys gonna maybe implement it or try to do it and bring that into your relationship. They will talk you down. They will just wave it aside. But they will not bring any idea. They will not bring any positive idea. They make you feel that you don't know what you're doing. You're worthless. You're inadequate. Nothing. You don't know what you're doing. Instead, they will start criticizing you all the time. I'm talking about constant criticism. Don't take it lightly. It's a killer. It will destroy your self-esteem. It will destroy your confidence. It will destroy you. It will destroy you big time. You shouldn't take it lightly at all. Toxic relationships, 7 red flags you should never ignore. You should never ignore. We go straight to number 4. Number 4 is the one that many people, you don't even know when it's happening to you. You don't know what is hitting you. You don't know what is really like, coming. You'll be wondering what's going on. I'm talking about jealousy and possessiveness. Jealousy and possessiveness. You can say that why some people or why someone jealous is natural. You can say, yes, some maybe you can love someone and you still have atom of jealousy in you. You still have that jealousy in you because what is yours, you will not like someone to possess it. You will not like someone to do what, just like take it away from you. So you become jealous, which is part of relation. It's normal, it's natural. Jealous is part of it because something that you work so hard to get, you cannot just lose it like that. You understand what I mean? But when it become excessive, when it become, how will I say, possessive, when that person become, he just want to like possess you all the time. I'm referring to excessive jealousy and possessiveness. Okay, then that's when it become toxic. It can become toxic if your partner is constantly questioning your loyalty, or trying to control your friendships. In one of our videos, or one of our live broadcasts, we talked about this. Okay, they're trying to control your friendships, they're trying to question your loyalty, they're trying to question everything that you want to do. They try to question whatever you're going. They're trying to question your going out and coming in. They're trying to decide or choose the kind of people you hang out with. They try to choose the kind of friends that you make. They try to tell you friends that you should make. They're trying to control your every step. That's when it's becoming possessiveness. It becoming possessiveness. This person, lo- jealousy has gone excessive. It's gone out of hand. It's been out of hand. It's very, very important. It's essential that you have to like address it. It's essential that you have to do what? Address it. Talk to this person, sit them down, let them understand what they are doing. Let them understand what is happening. That this is not healthy. It's not healthy. It's affecting you. It's gonna be affecting your well-being, affecting everything about it, because you will not be at rest no matter what. Your mind will be skipping all the time. Your heartbeat will be skipping all the be beating up and down, because you are not at rest. Once you're out there, you don't know what's going to happen because you're not at rest. You are not yourself. You understand? Because this person is possessive. It's possessive. It's, it's very, very important that you address it. Talk with this person. Talk with this person. Let them understand that is not healthy. It's affecting your mental health. And it's a red flag. It's a very big red flag. It's a very big red flag. You shouldn't take it light. You shouldn't ignore it at all. You shouldn't do what? Ignore it at all. They're trying to pry into your affairs. They're trying to know every step. They're trying to know everything. They're trying, if you're on the phone, they want to know who is on the phone. When you're outside there, they want to know where you are. Everything. They monitor. Even some people get to the extent of doing what? They start tracking your movement and everything. They're tracking your car, they're tracking your phone, they're tracking everything. Because of what? They become possessive. They become possessive. Once that jealousy goes to possessive, when it turns to possessiveness, that's when it becomes unhealthy. Like I said, jealousy is natural. Everyone can be jealous. That is natural. It's part of relationship. It's part of emotional expression. You understand? It's in there. You cannot avoid it sometimes. But once the jealousy move just from jealousy, no more natural jealousy, it's going to possessiveness. You want to like know, you want to monitor, you want to constantly questioning this person loyalty, questioning everything about what they're doing, you're trying to control their everything about them, everything. You want to like, control. It's gonna become unhealthy. It's very, very important that you recognize that and address it immediately. If you don't address it, it's gonna affect you big time. It's gonna affect you big time because this person, maybe you'll be thinking that the person might, maybe tomorrow is gonna change. Maybe it's just the beginning of the relationship. With time, the person will change. Or you can say, okay, yeah, maybe give him some time or give her some time. They will come around, they'll change. If you don't address it immediately, it will get out of hand. It will do what? Get out of hand. Because I'm talking about when someone tries to control your friendship, they choose the kind of friends you make. They choose the kind of friends you can keep. They tell you who not to associate with. I mean, it's too much, isn't it? It's becoming too much. You're no more yourself. You're always afraid. You're always afraid. We're discussing about toxic relationship. 7 red flags you should never ignore. We've talked about constant criticism. We talked about lack of support. We talked about emotional manipulation. And the number 4 we're discussing now is jealousy and possessiveness. Those are part of red flags you shouldn't ignore. You shouldn't ignore them at all. Constant criticism, lack of support. Person doesn't support you in anything. It's not supporting your own dreams or goals. They're constantly criticizing you. They're always trying to manipulate you. They manipulate you emotionally. They gaslighting you all the time. When you try to comfort them, they turn to the victim. You see them, they start playing the victim. You know those victim card. They start playing that card. You that are trying to like correct them, comfort them, now you become, it's your fault. Then you start apologizing. 7 red flags that you shouldn't ignore. Okay. The line is, like I said, the line is open. You can call. You can call and join the program, or you can put a comment on the comment section. I'll read them out. Okay. I'll read them out. Once it's related to what we discussed in this evening, I'll read them out. Understand? The line is free. Call nwAno now on +44 744 982 3876. Call now. The line is free. The line is open. You can call to join the program. I would like to hear your thoughts, your opinion on what we're discussing. The 7 red flags you shouldn't ignore. We're discussing about toxic relationships. Toxic relationships. Those red flags, the signs that someone is toxic, or you can say that relationship is toxic. How can you recognize that? In what way can you figure it out? That's what we're trying to discuss this evening. Okay. Hello, good evening. Welcome to nwAno.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Go on.
Okay. So I want to contribute on the toxic relationship 7 red flags. So
Yes,
there are many of them, but I can only mention 5 of them
you can
that
just you can just
work cannot
just go one,
work.
just one. Then you can go the second one. Elaborate it and just like let us know what was that. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, your line is just going. You can just go on straight.
Okay.
I can hear you go.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Your line is still cutting out. Just yeah, go on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go on. Yes.
I say, frequent lying is one of them. Another one is unwillingness to compromise. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you said the frequent lying.
Yeah,
When someone frequent lying, okay. Yeah. The second one,
yeah.
he said what? On unwillingness
Compromise.
to compromise. Okay.
Yeah. Then the third one, if I may, emotional abuse.
Okay, emotional abuse. Okay.
Yes, yes. So since you say I should say one or two, let me just pause it there now.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying, if you could say, if you like point it out, you just like elaborate it. Let us, just like example, let us know what, you know what I mean? So you say the constant lying, when they continue lying, or they lie all the time, innit? So,
Yeah, the word comes out from your mouth is not pure. It's not true. You keep lying, but when the person understands you, so that whenever one is lying, constant lying, that person is not pure now.
so
So it's
so when you're in a relationship with someone and the person always lie to you all the time, so it's a sign of toxic relationship. You have to like look into it properly.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The other one, emotional abuse.
Okay.
Understand?
Yeah.
So when the one maybe your character you are portraying or you are performing
Mm,
towards your partner,
mhm,
that it will be killing him gradually, emotionally.
mm,
But the person cannot even explain, but is not bold enough to confront you or
mm,
tell you, but emotionally is dying due to your character
mm,
or your questionable life or something like that. So you need to something that will make you die emotionally, abuse you.
mm.
You need to look into it.
Okay.
So the third one is unwillingness to compromise. When you don't want to compromise in a relationship,
Mm,
you want to bring superiority. You want to feel that you're on top.
okay.
Anything you say is all and all. You don't want to have a listening ear.
Mhm,
You always want to say, or you don't want another one to. You don't want to compromise to what I'm saying, but you want people to compromise to what you are saying. So that unwillingness to compromise in
mm.
your relationship or your partner. So I believe these three
Okay. So only
points.
the willingness to compromise. For example, your your partner would like to contribute or bring an idea for two of you like to move forward.
Yeah.
Then whatever anytime they try
Maybe
to
you
bring
just
an idea,
ignore
no,
it.
you just ignore it because
Yeah.
you
You
don't.
feel that it's not spirit,
Mm,
it's not sensible
mm,
or not reasonable.
mm,
That maybe you look at it as a common person that understand.
mhm,
You feel that you are more superior than him. Or in any relationship that you bring class,
mhm.
sometimes it may not all go well. You
Oh,
feel that you are more superior than the other partner. In
okay.
a relationship, you don't bring superiority.
Mm,
Rather, you should allow love to control. Understand?
mm,
So when you are not willing to compromise your partner, yeah,
mm.
every time you are too authoritatively, understand, with hard voice on the person. So all those things are the toxic red flag I see or I notice.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know whether I make points.
Yeah, I understand. I still don't understand what you meant. I understand. When the, most times when for example, relationship, the other person will you want to do something, or maybe let's just say, I'm just looking for an example I can give. Okay, the other person might maybe saying that he's saying maybe she's going to the market or she want to go out or somewhere, and then she tell you to take care of the kids, mind the kids for the time. Let them she go into the market and come back. Then you say no, you have to go with the kids, take them and go.
Yeah,
Understand now?
yeah,
You're not doing anything.
yeah,
You still have time for you to take
yeah,
mind the kids, but because you
yeah,
believe that you are
yeah,
superior, you believe that you are
Yeah,
the person all that, then
yeah,
you will not compromise.
yeah. Or in a nutshell, maybe two of you are just a working class. Maybe you come back from work and you want to use the division of labor.
Mm.
You tell your partner, please, honey, can you help me and boil water, or can you help me and warm this thing? The person will now say he will not do that. He will not willingly accept what you say.
Mm.
Understand?
Mm.
So those things.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. And also, let me not forget happy birthday. Okay, I'm gonna remember.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, all right. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
calling. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay. We before we forget, let's just use the opportunity to welcome all the people that are celebrating their birthday this week, and then the caller was one of them. Right. Right. We have a few people that are celebrating their birthdays this week. Have okay, we have got the wrong listing. Just bear with me 1 minute. Let me just bring it up. People celebrating the birthday this evening. Still in toxic relationship, several red flags you should never ignore. And we're trying to celebrate those that are celebrating their birthday today. Those are celebrating their birthday this week. All right. Just a minute. Trying to Okay. We got happy birthday Johnson Achinivu. We have Charity Ogechi Emeje. We have Chichi Ademuko Blessing. We have Queen Star Jim. We have Chinedu Umelo and Nkiru Godwin. Happy birthday, guys. Sorry, I couldn't find the flyer where I put the names. I'm really apologize for that. Okay. Happy birthday, guys, and I wish you all that you wish yourself, and I pray that God will grant you your wishes. Okay, I'll give you your jingles. Okay.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, guys. Make sure you celebrate your birthday. Okay. All right. We're going to go back to what we discussed in this evening. We're still on toxic relationship. 7 red flags you should never ignore. I think we stop at 4. Number 4. Okay. We discussed that. The first one was looking into emotional manipulation, constant criticism, lack of support, jealousy, and possessiveness. That's number 4. So we're going to go straight to number 5. Okay. We talk about isolation from friends and family. Isolation from friends and family. When when your when your partner is trying to isolate you from your friends and family, either by creating conflicts or demanding all of you all the time. If you notice this pattern, it's essential to recognize this as a red flag and seek support from loved ones. When your partner, when your significant half is trying all the time to do what? To isolate you from your friends and family, either by creating conflicts or demanding all of your time. If you notice this pattern, it's essential to do what? To recognize it as a red flag and seek support from your loved ones and family members. Understand? So we already talked about the we talked about jealousy and possessiveness. Say that it's natural for you to be jealousy, natural to you for you to be jealous. Sometimes it's natural. But once that jealousy goes to excessive jealousy, then it's turned into possessiveness. Then through possessiveness, you find out most times it leads to someone trying to coerce you, to control your movement, control your whereabouts, control all that you're doing. And once it gets to that, what happens? You see that they would like to do what most times they try to isolate you from your friends and family members. And when they're trying to isolate you from your friends and family members, you find out most times what they do, maybe see start seeing some signs of conflict. They bring in conflict between those you and your family. Understand? Because their excuses is that they want to have all your time. They want to have all your time. Understand? You know, it's part of it. It's part of it. Number 6, I think we run out on time. Let me just rush here. Okay. Number 6 is disrespectful, or when someone is not respecting your boundaries. When someone is not respecting your boundaries. Okay, because it's crucial that you respect each other's boundaries. Okay, it's crucial. Respecting each other's boundary is healthy in a relationship. If your partner is constantly disrespecting or disregarding your boundaries or makes you feel guilty for setting them, is a sign of a toxic relationship. Is a sign, is a red flag. You know what I mean? When they consistently disregarding your boundaries, they make you feel guilty for setting them. It's a sign. And you shouldn't ignore it. You shouldn't just like push it aside. Attack it immediately. Try to sort it out immediately. Try to resolve it immediately. discuss about it, talk about it. Okay? Immediately, don't leave it like that. Number 7, number 7 red flag you should never ignore about toxic relationship is unequal power dynamics. Is a significant red flag in a toxic relationship. It's one of the is one of them out is there. It's like the same thing, almost like emotional manipulation. Unequal power dynamics is there. That's why I left it at the last one. If your partner consistently makes decisions without considering your input or disregard your feelings, it's time to reevaluate the relationship. The caller made mention of this. He used the word compromise. When your partner is not willing to compromise that relationship, I'm referring to it as unequal power dynamics. When you think that you are the one in control of the relationship, you have all the power. So you don't want to compromise. You don't want to give the other person alleyway. You don't want to give the other person time. You don't want to give the other person, you don't want them to feel belong in that relationship. You understand? You consistently make decisions without even considering the other person, their emotions, or considering their own input, or considering whatever, even if they exist, you don't care. Whatever idea they bring up, you don't even want to take it. You just throw it away because to you feel that they cannot bring anything to that relationship. The caller made mention of superiority, that you are superior. You understand? Is a very, very, very important red flag that you should ignore at all on equal power dynamics. When the other person is not trying to compromise in that relationship. Understand? Like I said, we're discussing about toxic relationships. 7 red flags you should never ignore. Should never ignore. We're pointing out all of the 7 of them. Let me go through that again. Number 1 is emotional manipulation. Number 2, we talk about lack of support. Number 3, we talk about constant criticism. Number 4, isolation from friends and family. Number 5, we talked about disrespecting boundaries. 6 is all about okay, take care of omitted jealousy and possessiveness. All of them there. Number 7 is unequal power dynamics. Unequal power dynamics. All of these signs, there are a lot of them. We just pick out 7 that we want to talk about this evening. We want to discuss about. Maybe in future we can even pick more that we'll discuss about. Do you understand? So recognizing these red flags, when you recognize all these red flags, the first step is addressing it. You have to address it. If you've identified all of maybe few or any of these signs in your relationship, is essential. It's important to seek support and prioritize your well-being. Many people don't really think about their well-being. When we're talking about well-being, we're talking about your mental health. We're talking about your physical health. We are talking about your emotional health that you should take care of it because you have to protect it with your life, your emotional health, your well-being, your mental health. You have to protect it with everything. You shouldn't allow anybody to take advantage of it. We always say it here. Remember, you deserve a healthy and loving relationship. Remember, you deserve respect. Don't ignore it. Don't. So it's in your hands to take care of yourself. It's in your hands to protect your emotional health. It's in your hands to protect your well-being. It's in your hands to take good care of yourself. Any relationship that you see that is not healthy for you, address it. If it's person doesn't want to change, you understand? If there's an option for you to get away from the relationship, you do that. But make sure that you address it. Don't just say, okay, you have no option. There's no option. Because of that, you're there. And gradually, you see that physical health, your emotional health, you're even, I don't know, you're falling ill all the time. You are not happy. You you can't sleep properly. You're always afraid. All of this is not good for your health. So you need to address it. You understand? Address it. Address it. That's the reason why we're discussing and trying to, you know, discuss this every week. We talked about this every week. We bring out topics that we discuss every week. We just put it out there for you, just to create that awareness, to educate each other about whatever we're discussing about, especially what we're discussing this evening, the toxic dynamics that can sometimes be discussed as love and concern. They will tell you that there is a love, is the way they love you, they use it to coerce you and do all of these things to you, which affect your mental health and well-being. Understand? So once you recognize all of this, make sure you address it. And that's where we're going to stop this evening. Okay. So if you are with us to this time, I'll say thank you. And if anything that we stuff that we discussed this evening that you like any of them, you see that you learn one or two things from this program, I want you to give us thumbs up and make sure that you share this program. Understand that, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. On that note, I will see you all again next week if God tarries. Okay. Good night.